Encounter 4. The Bulletproof Wolf. Shortly after moving to Skinwalker Ranch, Terry Sherman had an encounter that defied everything he knew about the natural world. It was a crisp morning, but kind that made the air feel fresh and clean. Terry was out with his son checking on their newly purchased cattle. The ranch had only just started to feel like home when something extraordinary happened. As they walked along the fence line, Terry noticed a large wolf approaching. This in itself wasn't entirely unusual. Wolves were known to roam the area. But what was strange was how calm the animal appeared. It didn't seem aggressive or afraid. It just walked toward them as if it had a purpose. The wolf was enormous, far larger than any wolf Terry had ever seen, with thick grey fur and piercing blue eyes. Despite its size, it moved with a graceful, almost unnatural fluidity. The animal came right up to them, close enough that Terry would have reached out and touched it. And that's exactly what he did. Terry extended his arm cautiously, and to his amazement the wolf allowed him to pet it. It was as if the animal was tame, though there was no explanation for why a wild creature would be so comfortable around humans. His son, wide-eyed with wonder, moved closer as well, clearly intrigued by the creature. But the calm was short-lived. The wolf suddenly turned its attention to a nearby calf that had strayed from the herd. Without warning, it lunged, sinking its teeth into the calf's leg, trying to drag it away. Terry shouted and sprang into action, grabbing his rifle from the truck. He fired at the wolf, aiming to scare it off. The first shot rang out, but the wolf didn't flinch. It was as if the bullet had no effect. Terry fired again and again, but the wolf continued its assault on the calf, seemingly impervious to the gunfire. In desperation, Terry switched to a more powerful rifle, but even this had no effect. The wolf simply released the calf, looked back at Terry and his son with a calm, almost disdainful gaze, and then trotted off into the distance. Terry and his son watched in stunned silence as the wolf disappeared into the trees. There was no blood, no sign it had been injured in any way. The calf, though shaken, was otherwise unharmed, save for the bite marks on its leg. Terry had grown up around animals and knew the wilderness well, but he had never encountered anything like this. The wolf was enormous, immune to bullets, and utterly fearless. In the days that followed, he spoke to neighbors and other ranchers, but no one had heard of a wolf matching the description of what he had seen. It was as if the creature had come from another world, and Terry was left to wonder whether it would return.